The avoidant person spends their entire relational life fleeing from partners who need them, depend on them, or make their presence essential for happiness and emotional stability. Their nervous system interprets neediness as suffocation and dependency as imprisonment, triggering automatic withdrawal whenever someone's well being appears contingent on their attention or validation. However, one specific boundary, when pushed with unwavering consistency, creates the psychological conditions necessary for genuine love to develop and deepen over time. This boundary paradoxically intensifies their attachment by consistently demonstrating they are wanted without being needed. The boundary of absolute self-sufficiency. The transformative boundary involves maintaining complete emotional independence and life satisfaction regardless of the avoidant person's behavior, presence, or level of engagement. This means building such genuine fulfillment through friendships, passions, career, and personal growth that their participation enhances rather than defines happiness. The boundary communicates through consistent action that their absence creates no devastation, their withdrawal triggers no collapse, and their distance produces no desperate pursuit or emotional crisis. This self-sufficiency must be authentic rather than performed, as the avoidant person's highly sensitive radar detects manipulation and strategic detachment immediately. When they encounter someone whose happiness genuinely exists, independent of their validation, it dissolves their primary fear about intimate relationships. They discover they cannot destroy someone's well-being through their need for space or emotional limitations, liberating them from the suffocating responsibility they associate with being loved. Why pushing this boundary deepens their love. The avoidant person's capacity for love expands proportionally to their sense of freedom within the relationship. Each time someone maintains their happiness despite the avoidant person's withdrawal, it reinforces that connection does not equal entrapment. Every instance where someone thrives during their absence proves that intimacy can coexist with autonomy. The consistent demonstration of self-sufficiency gradually rewires their nervous system's threat detection, teaching them that closeness with this particular person does not lead to the suffocation they fear. This boundary allows natural attachment to form without triggering defensive responses. The avoidant person begins experiencing genuine longing for connection because it emerges from desire rather than guilt or obligation. Without pressure to be someone's emotional anchor, they discover what it feels like to miss someone authentically, to want their presence not because it is demanded, but because it genuinely enhances their own experience. Their love develops organically as they realize this person represents both intimacy and freedom simultaneously. The psychological transformation it creates. The consistent experience of being wanted without being needed fundamentally alters the avoidant person's relationship with vulnerability and connection. They begin associating intimacy with safety rather than danger as they repeatedly witness that their partner remains stable and fulfilled regardless of their emotional availability. This challenges their core belief that love inevitably leads to loss of autonomy or becomes a burden of responsibility they cannot sustain. Their internal narrative shifts from viewing relationships as traps to experiencing them as choices they actively make each day. The boundary creates space for them to confront and heal their attachment wounds without the pressure of someone else's emotional survival, depending on their healing speed. They develop capacity for deeper emotional expression, knowing their struggles or limitations will not devastate their partner. Why it must be pushed consistently. The boundary only produces transformation through relentless consistency over extended time. Every instance of neediness, emotional collapse during their withdrawal, or desperation for their attention reinforces their original fears and justifies their defensive patterns. However, each experience of their partner maintaining joy and forward momentum despite their distance proves their fears unfounded and creates safety for vulnerability.